Hi friends, in this tutorial we will see how to insert dynamic information into a variable. So let's get started. We open PowerShell. So in here, let's say we want to have something like, so in the previous tutorial what I did was that I should start from the previous tutorial. So what I did in the previous tutorial was that I showed you guys how to use or how to place a special characters in a string like the new string character. So in this tutorial we will see how to insert dynamic information like a variable name in a string. So let's say we have something like so in this case in here I have this notepad, something like top news. What I want is that I want this top news and I want this few lines, a few dotted lines. So this is what I wanted to have. Now, and one easy way of doing it is to have this is to have a variable. So in this case I'm calling it header and I'm putting in something like top news. So if I do header, you can see that it contains top news. Now let's say I want to put it inside another string, something like this. So if I do a string is equal to header, then I put this apostrophe n. So what this means is that new character, and I put these dashes in here, these many, and I press enter. This time if I enter in a string, you can see that it says top news. This is for this header variable in here because it contains top news. After that there is an apostrophe n. So what this means is that create a new line character, create a new line. So you can see that after top news it creates a new line, and then we see these many hyphens in here. So this is how you can place dynamic information inside a string. So if you want to do it, if you want to use something, you don't have to use so it can be any kind of variable, like let's say data is equal to header and is not fake news. So if I do something like data, now you can see that it uses news, top news, is not some fake data. So this is how you can insert dynamic information into a string. Other than that, what you can do is that it's a tip, or it's kind of a trick that you can use. In this case, you saw that I had entered these hyphens in here manually, and it didn't fit exactly inside this top news. So we can allocate this dynamically also. So for that, what we have to do is that let's create another variable called string2, and we are saying string2 is equal to header, which contains top news, and we are apostrophe n, which means create a new line, and after that what we can do is that we are saying use let's say this time let's use asterisks, and we are saying multiply it by the number of header dot length. So if I type in string 2, you can see that the number of asterisks is equal to top news. So there are like 8 characters in here, including the space. So now you can see in here that there are 8 asterisks. But if we change header to something like top news, great. And if we do something like a string 2 and we run a string 2, now you can see that our string length, it increased, but also the hyphens. So sorry, not the hyphens, the asterisks. So it dynamically entered those asterisks underneath it. So this is what we can do in here. This is what is used. So inside I'm brackets, I'm putting this asterisk inside 2 single quotes, and I'm multiplying it by the length of the header. So if I do something like header dot length, you can see that it's 14. So what it is saying that multiply asterisk by 14. So asterisk multiplied by 14 is 14 asterisks. So it shows us 14 asterisks in here. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, any suggestions or recommendations, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.